shaking up the tax system. There's a proposal for reform, especially when it comes to property taxes. Farm Bureau is laying it out on the table, and our Grow co-host Marilyn Barnett has more.
Talk about this year one, for instance, then what would need to happen here? Or
Right.
what would happen?
What we're proposing in year one are really two things.
Here's how the plan works. About $160 million of property tax reform in the first year. About half of that comes from changing the percent evaluation of ag land from 75% to 65%.
And the other half would come from additional general fund dollars into the already existing property tax credit program. That this isn't just property tax reform for agriculture or for farmers and ranchers. This would be property tax reform for everyone that has property or everyone that really uses property. So if you rent an apartment or rent a house, you're paying the property tax there through your rent. So this would apply to all of those areas and bring more of a balance and bring those levels down.
It is interesting though, when it comes to ag land, owners represent less than 3% of Nebraska's population, yet they are paying in 24% of the total property tax statewide.
Sure. And I think that really points out why a farm group or why farmers and ranchers would be concerned about this, because we do pay a significant amount of the property tax.
Absolutely.
And we probably always will, but it takes a lot of land or property to be in the farming business. And it really doesn't have a lot of value unless you sell it or when you get old and die. And so when we compare this to the proposals to do something about income tax, we typically say that we really think the income tax is relatively fair. Now, everyone would say that all taxes are too high, but it's relatively fair because if you make money or you're making money, you pay the tax. If you don't, for some reason, you don't have to pay that tax. Whereas property tax for a farmer or rancher, if you have a drought year like 2 years ago or even some this year, or you have low production for whatever possible reason, you could have really no income from that land. Still that property tax bill comes due. So again, this doesn't solve all of those issues, but it's an attempt to bring some balance to that. And so the numbers that you point out obviously point out why we care about this, but we're again, as I said, we're no different than the governor or lots and lots of people in the state. We want the most equitable, fair tax system that we can have.
Growing technology and ag innovations. The latest from the Gateway Farm Expo is still to come, but up next, your Grow weather.